The new house smelled like fresh paint and expensive furniture, but none of it smelled like home. You placed your last suitcase in the corner of the bedroom, your fingers trembling slightly with nerves. A new life, a new husband, a new reality. The door opened quietly. Jungkook stepped in, shoulders stiff, eyes tired. He removed his white coat, folding it as if focusing on that simple task that kept him from thinking too much. You stood there unsure if you should smile or speak first. I've organized the closet. If you want to move things around, you can. He paused, then gave a small nod. Thank you. His voice was calm, gentle even, but there was a wall in it, tall, unbreakable. He sat on the edge of the bed, letting out a breath he didn't want you to hear. You hesitated before asking, "Are you okay?" He stared at the floor for a long moment. "It's just been a long day." You nodded quickly, afraid he would think you were pushing. Silence fell for minutes. You tried again quietly. "If you're hungry, I can make something." He looked up this time, his eyes tired but not unkind. "You don't need to trouble yourself, really. Just rest." He spoke like someone who didn't want to burden you, but also someone who didn't want to connect. He stood, walked to the couch, and picked up a pillow and blanket. Your heart skipped. "Are you going somewhere?" He avoided your gaze. "I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. We rushed into this. I think some space would be good." That single sentence, softly delivered, hurt more than any shout ever could. You swallowed the ache. I understand. He hesitated at the doorway. For a second, his expression faltered, as if he wanted to say something else, but he didn't. "Good night." A barely audible whisper left your mouth. "Good night." He closed the door behind him, leaving you alone in that big, perfect bedroom. You sat on the bed, staring at the pillow wall he didn't need to build, because he wasn't even staying near you. Your first night in your new home was spent in silence, one of you on a bed, the other on a couch, and a million miles of distance in between. No fights, no cruelty, just emptiness, and emptiness hurts the most. Weeks passed. You tried to understand him. You gave him space. You kept a distance. You cooked dinner every night, and every night you ate alone. Jungkook always left before sunset. You would wait on the couch, glancing at the clock every few minutes. 10 p.m., 12:30 a.m., 3 a.m. The door never opened. You told yourself, "He's a doctor. Patients need him. His job is important." But that didn't stop the loneliness from crawling into your chest and a little doubt that something was not really right. Then you started to notice little things. His shirts smelled faintly of women's perfume, not yours. He changed his phone password. He showered the moment he returned home. He never once called this place home, and worst of all, his eyes were always somewhere else, someone else. One evening, you gathered courage again. He was wearing his shoes, ready to leave. "Jungkook, do you have to go tonight too? Maybe we can have dinner together, just once." Jungkook froze for half a second. It was tiny, barely noticeable, but your heart caught it. His fingers clenched around his keys. His eyes, they didn't meet yours, not like he usually did. "I have an important surgery tonight." You stare at him, a surgeon, always busy, always gone, always exhausted. But tonight something felt wrong. You stepped closer, voice trembling but frustrated. "What kind of hospital is this, Jungkook? You're always working, day, night, weekends. You come home for 30 minutes just to leave again. How is that normal?" He swallowed. "That's my job. I can't do anything about it." He avoided looking at you. Your chest tightened. You spoke in disbelief. So you're telling me you don't sleep, you don't rest, you don't even talk to me anymore, and I have no right to ask why? There was silence, painful, heavy, choking silence. Jungkook finally looked at you, not lovingly, not angrily, just defeated. You knew what this marriage was. I never promised anything more. That sentence, it wasn't just a crack, it was a fracture that split your heart wide open. Your lips trembled. So I am just a responsibility, a shield, something you're stuck with. Jungkook grabbed his jacket, refusing to answer. He still wouldn't look at you. Don't wait for me, I might not come back tonight, he said under his breath, and he left, closing the door behind him like it didn't open into a home, like it wasn't closing on your heart. You stood there, a ghost in your own house. You wiped your cheeks, even though tears won. You grabbed your phone. Your voice was shaking as you called the hospital. Can I ask if Dr. John Jungkook has any surgery tonight? Receptionist answered confused. Ma'am, Dr. John has no surgery scheduled tonight. The phone nearly fell from your hand. Your heart sank. Your stomach dropped. He lied, and you already knew it. Lied without stuttering, without guilt. He had done it before. What else? What else was fake? Your body moved before your brain could catch up. You grabbed your purse. You walked out. Your hands were freezing, but your heart was burning. Just tell me where he actually is, please. So you went to the one person you thought still cared, Dr. Minyungi. Yungi's eyes widened as he saw you, breathless, broken. He was someone you know for a while now. Why are you here? Is everything all right? You shook your head, your voice cracked as you spoke. Is Jungkook in the operation room? Tell me the truth, please. Yungi hesitated. He bit his lower lip, like the truth itself hurt him. He's not here. You felt dizzy, your body already started trembling. What do you mean he's not here? He said he has a surgery tonight. He said. Yungi reached forward gently, like calming someone falling apart. Why, you should go home. You shook your head, tears falling already. I want to know the truth, Yungi. Please don't lie. You are the only one I can trust. Tell me, does he stay here at night? Yungi looked away. He couldn't see you falling apart like this, but he also don't want to hide the truth. He doesn't stay here at night, not for a long time now. You stepped back, shaking your head in denial. You are lying. Tell me you're lying, please. Yungi shook his head sadly. I wish I was. Your legs weakened. Where does he go? Yungi looked like he was battling with himself. Someone had clearly made him promise silence. I can't say. Your voice broke. Yungi, please. I'm his wife and I'm hurting. Please. Just once. Choose me too. Tears slipped down your face, not loud but violent inside. Yungi closed his eyes. When he opened them, sympathy replaced every wall he tried to hold. He goes to the apartment he brought for her. Her one word, one sword, straight into your chest. Yungi continued carefully. She is someone he loves before you. That love never ended for him. You didn't breathe, you couldn't. So he goes there every night to her. Yungi looked down and nodded. Mostly, if he doesn't come home to you, then there's only one place he goes to. Every piece of your world, every dream, every hope crumbled silently. He never comes to me at night. Your voice came in a whisper. His heart broke for you. I'm sorry, Ryan. It's not fair. None of this is fair to you. You nodded because if you spoke, the sob would escape. Your phone burst. Jungkook's message. Don't wait awake. I'll be late. Your fingers shook. You typed, deleted, typed again, deleted again. What could you even say? Everything hurt. Yoongi gently asked, do you want me to call someone to pick you up? You looked up with the smallest broken smile. No, I think I need to learn how to walk alone now. And for the first time in this marriage, you realized you were left behind long ago. and tonight was the first night you finally saw the truth. The apartment door clicked open and his footsteps softened like he was entering a holy place. A girl sat curled on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, hands over her stomach, fragile, pale, but Jungkook looked at her like she was the definition of home. Why are you sitting like this? Does it hurt again? His voice, soft, gentle, the voice you never received. She nodded weakly. Missed you so much. Jungkook immediately knelt, cupping her cheeks. I'm here now. I won't leave tonight, okay? He carried her to the bed, removing her shoes carefully like she was glass, tucking her hair behind her ear, kissing her forehead, his thumb wiping her tears. She whispered, I'm scared. Jungkook rested his palm over her stomach, over the baby. I'll protect you, both of you. You are everything to me. Everything. He lay beside her, holding her close, her head on his chest, his arms wrapped around her. Jungkook, please never leave us. She whispered in his arms. He held her even close. Never. You are my life. He fell asleep like that, peaceful, laughed, complete. While you sat alone in a house that was supposed to be yours too, staring at the clock, waiting and breaking. When Jungkook returned home, he looked fresh, rested, alive, like love had healed him overnight. He walked inside, quiet, but then he saw you. Sitting at the dining table, a file in front of you, eyes swollen so badly they were almost shut, hands shaking, Jungkook froze. Why? You didn't look up, you slid the divorce papers toward him with trembling fingers. Your voice cracked like shattered glass. I will never forgive myself for staying with a man who was always loving someone else. Jungkook's breath stopped. Your tears fell silently, each one a story of nights you cried alone. Why didn't you tell me from the start? Why did you let me wait like a fool, cooking dinner alone, sleeping alone, loving alone? Jungkook opened his mouth, but words they failed him. You looked up finally, eyes dead. I asked my parents, why didn't they check your background? Why didn't they see that you already belonged to someone else before forcing me into your life? Your laugh came out broken. Turns out I was the other woman in my own marriage. Those words stabbed him. His jaw clenched, but he stayed silent. How pathetic I must look to you, waiting, hoping, believing that one day you would look at me the same way you look at her. Your tears didn't stop, and Jungkook did the worst thing at the worst time. He looked away. This marriage wasn't just a marriage, it was power, it was reputation, it was mafia bloodlines. Your parents arrived furious and insulted. His parents arrived furious and betrayed. Jungkook stood in the middle, but you were invisible to him. His eyes kept darting to the door, worried she might need him. Your father roared, you dare humiliate our daughter. His mother yelled, how can you do that to your poor wife? Huh? You had a responsibility. You promised loyalty. Jungkook's father slammed the table. That girl is a threat to this family. You will cut ties with her now. Jungkook stepped back like he was punched. No, I love her. I always have. I won't abandon her, not when she's having my child. Your heart ripped open. You couldn't breathe. His father turned to you. Don't worry, we will solve this. There will be no divorce. Before you could speak, Jungkook said the sentence that destroyed whatever was left of you. It's better if it ends. I never loved Fayin. I never even tried. I didn't want to ruin her life, but you all forced me. You felt your knees weaken. Yoongi caught your hand before you collapsed. Jungkook's tears fell now, but not for you, never for you. He looked at you with guilt, not love, and whispered, I'm sorry, Vayan. You deserved better than me. You smiled painfully through tears. Yes, I did. Stamp, signature, and it didn't hurt like a knife, it hurt like slow poison. Your mother held you like you were a child again. You kept whispering the same broken line: he was never mine. Jungkook stood across the room, ruined but not for your loss. He only cried when he saw her name next to the address he would return to. As you walked past him for the last time, he reached out, Vian. Stepped away, your voice cold but trembling. Save your apologies for someone who still cares. And you left, not as a wife, not as a lover, not as a memory. You left as a chapter he never valued. Jungkook stood outside the apartment door, the same one he once entered with relief and affection. Tonight his hand shook around the key. He had just lost you, signed the papers, watched you break because of him. Yet here he was, running toward what he thought was love. But relief wasn't what he felt. It was fear, regret, a hollow ache he couldn't swallow. He opened the door quietly. The apartment smelled like a perfume. Hana's perfume. Soft music played in the background. Their favorite. He smiled weakly until he heard laughter, Hana's laughter, followed by a low male voice. His heart stopped. Jungkook stepped further, confusion tightening his chest. He stepped inside the living room and the world flipped upside down. Hana sitting very close to a man on the couch, their hands intertwined, his arm around her waist, her head on his shoulder. Jungkook's voice was barely a whisper. Hana. She pulled away instantly, panic filling her face. The man stood up in front of her, shielding her. Jungkook's throat tightened painfully. Jungkook, you came back early. Jungkook ignored her and looked at the man angrily. Who are you? The man didn't flinch. My name is Daniel. And what the hell are you doing in my apartment? With my fiancée, with the mother of my child. His voice cracked mid sentence. Daniel stepped closer, calm but firm. She's not your fiancée, and that baby isn't yours. It felt like someone ripped his entire chest open. Jungkook shook his head, eyes wide and stinging. What the hell is he saying? Hana looked down, gulping. Jungkook, I'm sorry. His heart dropped. So all those nights, all those times I held you, when you cried, when you were scared, I was comforting you for his child? Hannah cried harder. I was alone. Daniel wasn't in the picture back then. I was scared. You saved me. Jungkook laughed, a broken, disbelieving sound. Saved you? Or made myself the biggest idiot alive? She didn't mean to use you. Jungkook snapped. Don't defend her. Silence hit the room like thunder. Hannah tried reaching for Jungkook's hand. He stepped backward sharply like her touch burned him. I divorced my wife for you. I destroyed a woman who never hurt me, who waited for me, who believed in this marriage. His voice broke, truly broke. I thought you were my future. Hannah sobbed. I care about you too. I do. Cared? Hannah, I loved you. He pointed to the baby bump. I planned a life with you, a family. I fought everyone, including myself, for this. Hannah looked away, ashamed. Daniel wrapped an arm around her shoulders. Jungkook's breath stilled. You replaced me. This fast? It was a lie all along. You were just using me. Hannah whispered. He's the father of my child. He has to be with me. Jungkook felt something inside him collapse completely. Then stay with him. I left Vian for this. For a lie. You made a mistake. We all did. Jungkook stared at the floor, voice breaking entirely. No, I made a choice, and I chose wrong. He wiped his face aggressively, tears falling again and again. She was the one who loved me, and I threw her away like nothing. His gaze finally rose, full of regret, ache, and disbelief. I should have fought for Vian, protected her, stayed with her, chosen her, but I was blinded by her manipulation and lies. You should be ashamed of yourself. I feel disgusted. He stepped back toward the door, completely defeated. Thank you for showing me what I truly became. His voice trembled so much the words barely made it out. I don't deserve to breathe in the same world as her. Jungkook. Jungkook raised a hand, stopping her. I hope you get the happiness I destroyed. He turned away, shoulders shaking violently. He made it to the hallway, then collapsed against the wall, dragging a hand over his face. He whispered into the empty silence, your name. Ryan, I was supposed to love you. He cried for the woman he ruined, for the love he threw away, for the karma that came too soon, and for the home he would never have again.